they were, really struggled versus Evil Geniuses on this map from the attacking Half Dust.
Yeah, sorry, me and Bach were just having a little bit of an intimate moment there.
That's fine.
Kind of lost that. I mean, he was being real sweet to me, as the desk has been sweet all week long. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We go back, man. We go back. But here we go to Breeze, and again, a map where you have to feel like FaZe is certainly favored, have a much better track record results-wise. Granted, I will say a lot of their wins have been kind of stat padding in smaller tournaments against teams you probably really wouldn't know too much about. But they still are on an 8-game winning streak compared to LG, who've lost 3 of their last 4. And FaZe has some momentum as well from the previous map, you have to feel.
Yeah,
see
for
if
sure.
LG can shake that off.
The biggest thing about this is you assume that for the most part, Moose, as Ender was mentioning, was going to sit towards the back of the site. So a lot of this utility you're going to see early for FaZe is going to be trying to take care of any potential early trap wires in the mix. FaZe will show force on the backside of this toxic screen. They immediately try to essentially bait out that, oh, maybe we're giving a bit of a retreat back. But LG still looking pretty significant defensively over to the double doors. Spam shots coming out from Dazzle are not going to connect. And that's going to lead to Poise trying to get a spike down early.
Indeed it is. Dicey on the late flank as well through middle, but Tiggs watching for this with the Ghost, and he will connect, so that has been eliminated, and that makes the retake a little bit easier now in LG. Man advantage, and they don't have to worry about that mid flank any longer. Everything from FaZe is directed towards Hayes, unless we see Baby Bay able to make a move, but they're already anticipating it. Look at B-Dog.
Yep. Oh, but B-Dog's getting finessed right now. Ankles are being broken. Shots will miss. Snakebite will come down. It's not in necessarily a great spot, but FaZe are still winning the gunfights over through Cave because LG need to find a way to clear, and it's not quite working out. And now Baby Bay's on the pinch through double doors, and there was not a single gunfight won outside of the opening from the side of LG.
That's just the gunfights, man. Again, LG had the reads there. They played for the retake. They read the flank and caught it. Get man advantage. They get the read that Baby Bay is going to try to set up an additional flank through A-halls, but they just can't come up with the win in the fight. And they just lose all the duels towards Case when they face. And I mean, FaZe is a very scrappy team, and when they get going like that and their stars are hitting shots, and you're not able to respond in kind with your own talent, like, you're just, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I hard agree with it.
And they're letting FaZe win a lot of pistols in this series, something that FaZe are not usually accustomed to.
Fast lane, crossing through mid. Luminosity not choosing to contest that with any utility, but instead looking to put together some aggression through B, and boy, are they ever through B.
Indeed
FaZe
they
a bit slow to get over towards A. Aldrin will come through to start to get some clearance, but you're just trusting these. It really is just the rendezvous posts on the back are going to be good to stop the flank. Dice is going to at least throw his scope that direction for now, but it's already kind of correcting and trying to pick up these rendezvous. May not make much of a difference. Dice has been hitting snipe shots all day long, and he'll take the first onto B-Dog.
It's pretty good at the video game, I would say.
I've seen worse.
Yes. However many pros are below top 5 would be worse, because that's where he's at right now in ACS. Same with Baby Bay. If you're just talking numbers here, is Basil and company trying to make this retake work in the pyramids anyhow, but there comes that fragment disrupting any hopes at a defusal attempt, as well as some shock darts and a recon. I mean, everything going FaZe's way, as you'd expect.
Yep. This toxic screen dissection's been perfect. And now you get the full information that all 3 members are nearby. As you would normally expect, no one's going to even be able to touch this spike again, though, for Luminosity. So everyone will meet their maker here as soon as it explodes, and FaZe will go up quickly 2-0.
Indeed they shall. So pretty much flawlessly through these first couple of rounds as well. So you're going to see the buyout, though, from LG against the FaZe bonus. A chance to finally strike back, as FaZe has been good on both sides of the map historically, over 60% on both attack and defense. For Luminosity, it's kind of been some struggles on both ends, but particularly when they do succeed, it's usually due to having a very strong defense. We saw them get wins over Version 1 and Evil Geniuses, for example. That was kind of 8 or more defensive rounds that kind of helped them do it. So that's what they're going to hope to do here with this firepower advantage.
And, you know, it's just going back to the point about trying to get this Cypher to counter out FaZe, especially in Baby Bay's aggression. FaZe just don't care.
They just play
Throw
back.
a little bit of early utility, keep the Sentinels stuck over towards B, and then just get early plants. So now for LG looking to recover, it's going to be off this play from B-Dog to start. Trying to get back up, and good help from Tig to allow him to get back upside the ropes, but Flya fights back. FaZe are still holding this flank off, but LG now from the front starting to make their move forward. Can you be better here? Trying to clear off caves. That has to happen first and foremost. Spike now trying to get diffused. Shock dart's already in. Relay bolt behind it. And it's just halfway diffused. Not going to be good enough. Tig's not going to be able to get here in time, most likely.
No, not at all. Doesn't have time even if he wants to fight against Flya. Flya can just play patiently here. Doesn't have to worry about it. And he'll ultimately win the fight anyway to add icing on the cake. And that's another 4-0 start for FaZe on the horizon. And I was just about to say that I thought LG were doing a great job keeping them distracted. You know, all the pressure they were putting at A-Halls there, which is giving LG time to get 3 players on site. And FaZe couldn't even really fight against it because they had to keep putting, you know, the focus on that A-Halls press from Tig and Co. But it didn't even wind up mattering. FaZe eventually break through all that pressure and win the bonus. I mean, that is damning for LG. You've got to figure out a way to make that work. You have firepower advantage. You're making the right pushes. But it's kind of a similar story to the previous map where you make the right calls, but you just aren't winning your duels.
You are powerless.
Yeah, now they're going to try to attack and isolate Moose. 0 point. Null command. Moose. Oh, how has he gotten 2? Through the fast lane, he takes down Poised. Lots of information on the attempt to revive, but Superman able to clear up at least some of the space around it, trying to bring their teammate back to life, and FaZe are still just finding a way to get eliminations, but all that said, the stack from LG on the half wall is working out really nicely for him. It's down to a 2v3. Poised is timed out, and Tig is able to connect with the Sheriff, leaving Flya for a 1v3 in front of him. B-Dog is on 1 health point. There's a lot of time to play with, and Flya's gotten the spike. Just comes down to winning the gunfights, gets the first. Now trying to stick for a plant, baits him out, but it's B-Dog able to secure the Thrifty, and how about that for a way for Luminosity to get there first?
There you go. Moose planting his feet firmly into the ground and not allowing FaZe to pass without casualties. Those 2 picks with the Sheriff are just massive. They don't allow Poise to get rezzed as well. And I mean, Fly is just in an impossible spot, getting double faced on the fake plant. So a big win for LG, not allowing FaZe to build off of that opening win on the bonus. Still a full buy though for FaZe before the force out for Dicey.
Lots of utility for FaZe as they once again change the look, this time with a ton of presence in mid. Dicey will get intel on where Dazzle's positioned, and B-Dog watching the cross, finds first blood to Baby Bay. Now the Owl Drone to re-clear mid for Luminosity.
Yeah, I mean, where Baby Bay is, his team is followed. So it allows B-Dog to kind of say, okay, like, I don't think anyone's going to beat me from B lobby. I can just focus on this mid portion, and he catches the frag onto Baby Bay, and there's no follow-up potential for FaZe. B-Dog being so far away, entrenched in B site. So that's a really good read from B-Dog to just kind of get away with one. They also now have the Viper's Pit on AKs, so FaZe is kind of being funneled to either push spawn or push B, because A-Halls is being held by Moose with utility, and again, that Viper's Pit secures caves.
Oh, they're just gonna go for a Dicey 1v1, and he gets the second as well. There was no tools. There were no tools to block the line of sight outside of maybe a poison cloud, but Dicey just says, "I'll do it myself."
He's just nuts, man. Dazzle though, big kill on the Flya there, at least slowing down this split. He's getting into the back of the site now, staying alive, buying time for rotations. Boys will plant the spike, but it's still a 3-on-3 retake attempt here for LG, as Dazzle's done well to stay alive here at the back.
Moose has to win this 1v1 to the back. Does he even see Dicey though, holding this underneath plat area? And he's missed FaZe completely. Oh, he should be able to hear this utility though. Okay, so there's at least one clear. And Supa has to fight this back, and a key gunfight for Moose. So now it's on to Poised. Not gonna be in a great spot to watch over the defuse. He'll just take the kill on the Dazzle and concede the round.
That's just a tough spike plant location if you're gonna try to play it from tunnel. There's no way to spam that. Nothing you can do. Obviously, of course, Moose's flank having so much impact, you know, taking down Dicey for free is also a tough one. Moose is feeling it right now, man. He's been kind of the linchpin to kind of keep them in this. Obviously, the big double frag with the Sheriff to stop FaZe from going up 4-0, and that was a big flank there to silence Dicey and help that retake along. And now FaZe all of a sudden find themselves on the back foot. Dicey having to go to Guardian, Spectre for Flya, Frenzy for Superman.
Still some tools to work with, though, for FaZe if they could get a plant off. And look at the difference here for the defensive setup for Luminosity. Moose has moved over towards A. Aldrone the first thing forward. A very early fragment coming out of LG defensively from Mata. That's actually going to find a significant amount of chip damage, and then the relay, or the recon bolt afterwards, will extra punish FaZe, but even still, they get to Pyramids, and they're going to get the spike off. Now you've got a chance to try to hold this as Fly has still got Hunter's Fury to work with in the post plant.
Indeed, they do. A quick exchange there between Mata and Dicey will put us to a 4-on-4 situation right now as the defense starts to flood in. Mata catches Flya to get the edge. Now Mata breaks loose there with his ult, and we see LG start storming, but they still have to get through this Viper Spit.
And Supa's in trouble. He was down to low HP, just trying to hold a corner. 0 point out. That'll find at least one suppression. Long-range shot starting to really come to life. It's just down to poise once again, and it's a full-on ace from Mata. Give him a lot of credit for stopping the majority of the hit in the first place as well. Luminosity tie us up at 3.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit concerned for LG when FaZe actually get on the site, get spiked down and drop the pit, and it's a 4-on-4. And while they do have slightly inferior weaponry, they have all the space, and the clock's on LG, but Mata comes up big here. He kind of splits this attack up by facing caves. Man. And yeah, I mean, it's just a bloodbath thanks to Mata. Hitting everything here.
I'm just surprised in the first place that Flya even gives him an opportunity to be peaked. You still have the Hunter's Fury. You're looking to lock things down in the mix with the Viper Spit, but he just kind of over-aggresses and Mata connects. So
that's fair.
Little mistake.
Not really get a read off of that 0 point, but that trap wire, of course, going to be there. So maybe he's going to eventually be found out. Takes down both gadgets and fades back. He's done so early in the round that, you know, it really makes it hard for Moose to get too much value out of that. Yes, he still has the choke into sight covered with another trap, but as it stands, you know, FaZe can start putting that mid presence, and LG won't really know what the numbers are, other than maybe kind of watching from Pyramids with their Viper and Tig. But in the meanwhile, Dicey now plays up A halls, and FaZe are getting a lot of control here.
This 1v1 is everything if it happens. If Dazzle falls, your ability for Luminosity to get in and retake, considering your Sentinel utility is down, would be tough. He doesn't check it. Huge win for Luminosity to win over through A halls. Now the play coming forced out from FaZe. Fast lane over through mid as they connect in towards B. Trying to get out of the sight at the moment is B-Dog. He's actually able to stay alive and maybe still be a part of this. Moose will fall, and finally B-Dog will get out. Going to a 4v4.
Yeah, looking to try to get this retake. They get to the half wall here pretty quickly, using that Viper's Toxic Screen as a little bit of sanctuary to get a little bit of initial space on site. And yeah, the flank from Mata coming in, looking to keep his heroics up from the previous round where he helped them. And that's going to be a double up there on the Superman, and LG's just popping off left and right. And they eventually finish it off. LG have found a second wind here.
At a key moment as well. It just really felt like in the first 3 rounds, FaZe was getting everything they could possibly want over towards A, but now all of a sudden, Tig is putting down to different Vipers while we've seen very limited amounts of attempts for FaZe to even get in the front door of A anymore. And that 1v1 through halls essentially forces FaZe to have to commit, and Luminosity do exactly what needed to be done to just
It's just a tough call for Dicey, because if you check hard left, then you expose yourself to defensive spawn. So it's like you have to kind of guess, you know, what is the more dangerous peak. And unfortunately, he just guesses wrong. That forces FaZe to pull the trigger on the only thing they really have left, which is B, but LG just handled it greatly.
Oh, boy.
I mean, Mata's on one right now.
Absolutely is.
This is 3 multi-frag rounds in a row.
Yep. ABB overdrive, good for 1, nearly gets the second, but Tig survives on 4 HP. Now the Hunter's Fury for Dazzle, trying to finish off low HP members all over the place, but it's still going to be a 2v2. 10 combined health points, though, for FaZe.
That is tough, man. They are living on the edge, bleeding out right now, still trying to play around this poison orb and just try to buy time for this spike.
Yeah.
Dazzle will slide in position at double doors here. Moose coming in from spawn, and again, they have such superiority when it comes to taking an extended fight.
Well, they're going to see Poise on the site, and that shot dart's going to get the job done. Yeah, it's just everyone is just so softened up. Supa, 2 snake bites, has to use 1 early, just trying to hope that he can stretch this round for as long as humanly possible.
Can fall back for a second
Aldrone will come through. Second one over the top.
Is that going to land and kill in time? No way, right?
No, no way. No.
Spike defused.
Yeah. Needed a little bit more time on that one. And even then, they just weren't even hit low enough to where it would have mattered, probably. So just lost too much along the way. You could see what the plan was, but LG are just cranking it up. 5 in a row. Mata, again, back-to-back-to-back multi-kill rounds. He's found impact on all kinds of fronts, whether it's retakes, whether it's initial skirmishes, whether it's flanks. He's just finding a way to have impact, and that's great news for LG because this team has often been the B-Dog show.
Yeah.
It's often been he was the only one that could really get, you know, a better first blood to first death ratio. But now Mata's out here showing you that ceiling that we know that he's always had. He's had it since stage 1. He's had it since even last year. We know how capable this guy can be. And now he's stepping up when he's needed in a key moment to keep LG in this playoff bracket. Even Dazzle's found some better form. We talked about how he was struggling.
Compared to the yes game, yeah.
Yeah, he's up there now as well, finding his moments. And everyone else is doing their job, you know, just the way you'd want to. And, I mean, it's pretty neck and neck right now when it comes to fragging, but LG just is finding FaZe's number. What's FaZe's adjustment going to be on the attack is going to be the question. It's like they're getting sights, no problem. It's just they're not able to hold off these retakes.
It's just so many tools missed, I think is the biggest thing about this for FaZe. I mean, their opening utility to clear out potential traps from Moose on the Cypher has been good. But you talk about Flya kind of giving away his life a couple rounds ago when the Hunter's Fury should have been a post-plant tool.
It's the small details for sure.
It really is. It absolutely is.
There's been a couple of times where they haven't watched their flank. You know, like there's just been a couple of like things where they just haven't been in the right timing as far as keeping an eye on things and keeping tabs on the map.
Well, this time the threat from FaZe pulls out the null command early, so FaZe will respect that, back off just a touch, and in the same moment while they're suppressed over through caves, some significant real estate has been given over towards mid, but the thing is, B-Dog is looking to reclaim this kind of off screen. He's got the operator in hand and did make a play over towards the B link, but the focus stays with the inevitable hit, as it is starting to come out over towards A. Pig inside the Poison Cloud has one of his own guarding the front doors. Mata once more just spams things down. Are there going to be sufficient trades here from LG to hold? Flya able to at least keep some consideration his way, and Baby Bay from mid-map takes the double, and FaZe are once again back onto site.
Yeah, and they also now have the edge on this retake attempt. B-Dog trying to slide in here quickly with the operator, try to catch someone off guard as Moose tries to come up through middle, but Baby Bay's holding these double doors, and it's going to be hard for Moose to crack forward. He's also getting flanked, so it wouldn't have mattered even if he won the fight against Baby Bay. So FaZe this time, take that time out, kind of sharpen up some of the finer details of that round, and they come out on top to hold LG from missing the lead any further. So to keep it at 5-4, now just a few rounds left to play in this half. Both teams still very much have footing in this game. It's still so in the air on who's going to wind up with the advantage when this half comes to a close. I mean, certainly LG had a good run there, but now FaZe has been able to slow things down and strike back big with Baby Bay with the big round. And now they're both on full boss coming into this one with only one ult available. That's going to be Flya, who's had this for a while, to be honest, I feel like.
Yep, since like
I'm
round 4.
kind of surprised it hasn't been spent at this point so we could build it up again.
Yeah, definitely something that, as we mentioned from before, was a missed opportunity. It just hasn't been needed or just forced in any regard. Now it's going to come through. It's like it can hear us. That's used initially to put some pressure on the outside parts of the pyramids. It only works out, though, for a little bit of damage, and FaZe are not fully in yet. Dazzle's still holding onto the staircase. He's got utility to use to further the delay a little while longer. Recon Bolt gets turned aside, but as Moose collects a kill up top, there's really no way FaZe could hit for a plant, and LG are here with all the numbers. You have to just win these gunfights from on the pyramids themselves. Tig on the cross, that will do well as FaZe started to fight back, but the numbers too much as LG gets to 6-4.
Yeah, so FaZe's success is short-lived. It's right back to winning ways for LG, having won 6 of the last 7. Making the comeback after FaZe went 3-0 up. And I mean, even with the Hunter's Fury trying to pave the way forward here for FaZe, Moose is just winning the battles out in A halls. It's making it essentially a one-round attack onto the site, and Tig finds a significant timing there, swinging pyramids for a double. And I mean, FaZe are running out of time and funds at this point. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel to get a buy here. I mean, Superman has to get a stinger, but he does have the Viper's Pit, as we are seeing FaZe put some presence at middle.
Well, Poise will get the orb in caves. That will allow him a chance to utilize the null command if so desired. Aldrone for FaZe also clearing out mid-map, just making sure B-Dog isn't watching this cross.
Right.
Similar recipe, I think, for FaZe when it comes to how they successfully got onto A, but this time they're actually not going to put any pressure towards double doors, and it looks like they want a hard focus to the front with this null command.
Yeah, they're looking to just try to come out swinging through K's right now. A-Halls has been cleared by Dazzle's Owl Drone. Now he's taking an angle, so he knows that there's really no one pressuring it. Now here comes the Toxic Screen, but here comes the Fragment to try to stuff the choke point, but they beat it. They get the timing.
The thing about it is the Viper's Pit defensively does still get down, so now it's green smoke all over A.
The Venn diagram of doom.
How do you work through this? Well, Poise is going to get the plant off. LG's still on site, so to speak. And if they can find a kill, a Neural Theft would be ready for them on this full retake over towards, but it's just, I mean, come on. It's just everyone's just holding inside their own Viper's Pit at the moment. No one's able to find one another. None of the intel utility is finding any value whatsoever. Poise watching over the top, just wants to see if you can see a red outline. Yeah, no one's there. LG are full flooded on the back, but FaZe, they've got the advantage here with the spike in front of them.
What a ludicrous way to play out around with just double Viper's Pits right next to each other, but FaZe is getting the better benefits as you see them cleaning up the kill feed. Only B-Dog left with the Operator. Good for one, but no time to do much else. Maybe we'll even clear him out to survive with 3.
Or 1.
Yeah, I kind of misread that one a little bit there.
That's fair.
But at least FaZe gets the important part of the round, which is the dub. That's going to put it to 6-5. And look at this, a couple of marshals having to come out from LG.
Yeah, it's definitely
Blade's not available for B-Dog, though, so I mean, that kind of helps it a little bit. And man, what a crazy half this has been. What a back and forth affair. It's been a back and forth in a weird way, though. Like, the last 4 rounds have been 1-for-1, but each team kind of had their little streak before that. And now it comes down to the wire for this final round where we could see this thing tied up 6-6. And again, this is map 3. This is the lower bracket. This is the end for one squad for stage 2. And perhaps the rest of the year, depending on how things go at the LCQ. So this is a big moment for these two.
Conversation right now has to be, how can we get B-Dog into a good position to pop off with knives? And
True.
At least based on how the setup is right now, you have to assume that someone's going to go help him over towards B. But when FaZe have read LG on a lighter buy, they've wanted to put significant early pressure up through mid and up to the front doors at B. So will that be the case here once again, even though you don't have the null command as part of the equation this time?
Yeah, I really like FaZe's mid pressure. I mean, the only time they've really been caught on it was when they went a little too far and B-Dog catches them with the Operator because they weren't really pressuring B main, so B-Dog felt comfortable just taking the fight through tunnel. So I kind of wonder if they maybe make that slight adjustment and still put the mid pressure, but maybe still go window and try to put a little bit of presence there. Or, I mean, honestly, their A plays have been 9 times out of 10 great for plants. It's just mixed results on holding off the retakes. I mean, it's really whatever they feel is best.
Well, the 0 point will at least connect onto 1. B-Dog looking for a chance, either up close or afar onto platform, and they're going to try to flash him forward. No, it's just a dry peek, and B-Dog gets one, smokes himself back. That is a huge first blood for Luminosity. It immediately gets countered on the other side of the map. Moose was looking to go through halls, and now FaZe have an opportunity to try to use their numbers over towards A.
Oh, Tig's been spotted as well as Dicey starts inching forward. Toxic Screen will come up, though, to try to delay him from pushing any further as we wait for FaZe to gather up. And Dazzle might find a timing here through A halls. Are they going to pay attention to this? You see, they're trying to get in position, and Dazzle catches him in. That means the Viper utility not available for the side take. It's all on the B-Bay, trying to just walk in with his own vision blocking, but B-Dog over the top gets a big frag, and another.
Not gonna get one more, but it's job done. It's absolutely job done. 2 to 4 out for Dicey. Can he find a way to counter the pop-off on his end? He knows he's got Tig at least in one corner, but the question is, where is the rest of Luminosity's defense? And he's gonna trust the Vandal, at least for now. Dazzle on one side, Tig the other. Snakebite will give it away, but it's Dazzle who finishes off the pick, and what a play for B-Dog and Mata to get the opener, and then eventually Tig to delay the hit. It's a 7-5 half. We swap the sides. We'll see you for the final half of this series in the backside of the break. What a battle we've been treated to here in this entire series, let alone the map, as Luminosity get through the first half with a significant 7-5 advantage. But FaZe's defense was the product of 10 in a row last they played this map. They would need something similar here, Dust.
And again, they're certainly capable of it. Kind of got slowed down on the attacking side more than they were hoping for, sure, but they definitely had still plenty of fight left them defensively with this up-tempo, forward-moving defense as we see Baby Bay finding a tricky little spot here at middle. Gonna have some support as well from top window with Dicey.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way they expect him to be here.
Oh, boy,
it!
He misses a lot.
Spike down mid.
And
Oh,
Moose
no.
trades it back. Oh, that's a big oh no. Poised still looking to hold the angle. Second man up here for Flya. Only goes 1 for 1 once again. Health pool advantage starts to accrue though for FaZe, and it's Dazzle for a 1v2. Steps on towards sight. Long range shots to Poise, clean as you'd like. But the spike is down, and Superman is guarding.
Yeah, indeed he is. He's got the better ranged pistol in this situation as well. You have to think with the Ghost up against a Classic. Oh, that's a great snake bot as well. Slows it down so he can reposition here, get a whole new angle. Dazzle's recon will clear middle, sure, but you don't know where this guy's gone.
Yeah.
He could be elbow, he could be up top, he could be anywhere.
But the timing is going to work out for Dazzle to get forward, grab the spike, and possibly also get out. Just comes down to how you get out. 30 seconds, and he's going to go all the way on the backside. They're going to meet outside this double doors. Does anyone expect this? Oh, that's the knife out for Dazzle initially. Super's going to be able to find him, lock down the headshot, and FaZe with another key pistol.
It wasn't the prettiest way to get it. Let's be honest. I mean, Baby Bay had the jump on him for sure. You thought that he and Dicey were going to come out reigning supreme on that middle exchange, but it winds up being equal. And then it comes down to a 1v1 in the end. It's just Superman just playing so smart. Snake bite to buy time for the reposition. Has a pretty good read of the situation. Catches him on the transition through the back halls. And a much needed round for FaZe. Again, have been cashing on pistols a pretty crazy amount this series.
Yeah, absolutely. Opening shot from Dicey. No problem on the B-Dog.
That's such a crazy angle to have to worry about, especially this early in the half.
Yep. Decent shot from Mata, but it's not going to work out. Now it's just on the two, Dazzle and Moose, trying to work their way for something at A. Spike being held over towards Halls. Dazzle with the Marshal now is looking to clear, and as he puts the scope down, the information from Poised is good, and FaZe are just not going to let it through. Nope.
No, not at all. Flexing that firepower superiority yet again. Last time they cashed in with a bonus to get a 3-0 start. And this is with an even heavier hitting bonus because they have 2 Bulldogs in it. So, I mean,
yeah, for real.
There's a very real chance for FaZe to actually leapfrog LG for the lead in this next round. So we are going to see Moose, the last man standing here in A-Halls. This recon vault will give him away. And that'll do it. All square.
Prime Gaming Flawless tallied up 7-7, and as you had mentioned, a significant bonus coming through with the Marshal not only being part of it, but of course the Bulldogs. And for LG, you really haven't found too much. I mean, obviously the Flawless coming through in the last round, but you didn't even get a plant off in the first, so your money's not exactly as good as you'd normally expect here in round 3.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, light armor for 2.
Indeed. And so this is a chance for FaZe to maybe take the lead here, as we are going to see them looking to maybe get a little bit aggressive over towards Caves. Mata trying to check for that 0 point. Meanwhile, LG start taking some mid control.
A lot of mid control here, Dust.
They're
going to come right through double doors. Poised is reading this for the most part. It's all about how this first 1v1 goes. Baby Bay looking to isolate, but oh, okay, here comes B-Dog right upon the initial challenge. Fast lane to keep Baby Bay alive, but the fragment's hitting. In the same moment, though, Dicey does at least turn it back just a touch. Gets 2, but it's not enough as LG get the site, but they do not have the spike for this 3v2 at the moment.
No, not quite yet. I mean, that was a tough one because they're basically split apart from helping each other on the site when that split comes in and Baby Bay loses that exchange at K's early and is forced in the corner with his teammate going down. It really puts FaZe in a tight spot here. Now they're in a 2 versus 3. Spike has been reclaimed. Moose is watching this A-Halls area from the backside. We'll even have a cam to kind of just keep tabs on everything. And so LG looks like they secured this one. But although there's a chance now for FaZe 2-on-2.
Sure are. The thing about this is you've used the majority of your tools to get back in. You still have the Toxic Train to literally split this site into half. So you're going to isolate Tig on one side, Mata on the other. Recon bolt denied. Mata still holding tight. Time becoming a bit of a problem. Tig trying to come back on through, but it doesn't make a difference. It's Mata again. How big has he been for Luminosity? It's 4 in this round. And LG retained their lead.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea there from FaZe, and they double FaZe through the Toxic Screen against Mata, but Mata just has that elevated position and connects on both. Again, I didn't really like FaZe's defensive setup to begin with. It seemed they were just too split apart on guarding both fronts of A. And then Mata just finishes the job there. Popping the server with Fly at 15 frags, but here comes the full buy versus full buy with Dicey having tour de force. Big round here to set some tempo.
Absolutely, and there's still just 2 light armors for Dazzle and B-Dog as well, for what it's worth. Recon Bolt defensively for FaZe. Establishes no early threat towards mid. Toxic Screen just blocking the entryway to A. Dazzle's going to try to scout things out with the Aldrone to get things going.
Yeah, just wants to at least clear these close corners to make sure they have a little bit of safety. Doesn't really get
in,
very far before it gets shut down. Of course, that is a much weaker drone than it used to be these days. Mata has been found out with the 0 point, but he gets his orb and is able to back off.
The blind little shock dart that lands on the Moose.
Yeah, it's great.
Second one comes out. That hits him again. He's down to 44 health. I mean, that's going to completely eliminate LG's ability to play through halls. This hall has to come to the front. Null command a part of it. Super just trying to hold the backside of the site. Denies the ability for any of the recon information to come on out, and FaZe will tee you out for the first 2. Mata looking to be brought back to life, and he will successfully be revived. Numbers still good, though, for FaZe's defense, even more so as Fly takes down Dazzle deep over through the cave entryway. That's your spike carrier down. B-Dog concussed by Relay Bolt, vulnerable from the snake bite, but still finds a way to fight things back. How? It just isolate! Somebody get a trade on this guy! It just cannot be allowed to happen!
Oh my god, B-Dog is just pummeling them right now. Now has the Blade Storm out for a potential ace right now. They know where he is with that Neural Theft.
Oh, just goes Hall. So many mistakes from both sides, but right there, that's just on top of the list of things that can't happen if you're FaZe.
Dude, he gets that frag on the Baby Bay right before the Relay Bolt hits him, too. I mean, the timing of that frag is so crazy, because you think if he doesn't get that bullet off before he gets hit by this Relay Bolt here, right here, if he doesn't get that shot off, you feel like he gets closed in on, and this never happens. But he's able to find the frag just in time. And come on, Moose. Just let him have it. Let him have it. Come on now.
I'm out of here.
Oh, man. FaZe looking to beat the timing of the recon bolt, and Baby Bay's going to get forward, but he has a frenzy. Not going to work out for a long-range battle against Dazzle. Never had a chance to try to isolate the timing in the front side of the mid doorways. So FaZe stretched now defensively, having just to play essentially this crossfire on the opening doors day.
And we'll see if Mata multi-frags can get out here and do it again. So many times in the first half, he was good for it. And obviously, B-Dog took the spotlight a little bit in that previous round. Aldrone comes out. They get the read. Fragments exchange, slowing down this attack. Now Snakebite in the mix. Poise is just stuck. He has no escape. Mata with another. And there it is. You call it. It's happened. Like Babe Ruth, it's another multi-frag.
Spike planted.
Well, Fly is going to give this a go. Shocker actually does connect. Oh, headshot through the door keeps things a little more interesting. Icy has an operator. Problem about this is he's not really going to do much with it as he's playing from the opposite side, and as Fly falls, that will be the round.
Indeed, it will. LG up to 10 now. 3 ahead of FaZe. Dicey's trying to save an operator here over on B side. Looks like he should just do it. LG not really giving much chase to that. Just making sure they secure the round and get the heck out of there together as a unit. Keep these 4 weapons up. And I mean, LG have really turned this into their favor.
Yeah.
It was kind of a back and forth affair towards the tail end of the first half. Never really saw where it could go, and now LG have taken control of things here defensively. Or on the attack, I should say. FaZe defensively. You know, normally a team who's crazy successful on retakes, winning almost half of them, the best in North America, but they have not been able to construct one in these critical moments here on what could be their last map of their tournament life.
And look, just again, you go back to some of the overarching narratives of when Luminosity had beat FaZe before. It was B-Dog dominating, and you keep Baby Bay really out of the picture, largely speaking. And yeah, there have been some great moments for Baby Bay, but it hasn't been the dominating storyline that has led to FaZe success, where he's just in a position to take over because he's getting forward so easily. That hasn't been the case. He's been kept largely out of a lot of these attacking rounds we've seen. Now defensively, he's having a hard time reclaiming ground too. So a lot of credit to LG.
LG's done a good job, you know, making sure they're not letting Baby Bay pull off these aggressive stunts early around defensively. Like they're having people sitting back and kind of watching for those plays, catching him while he's vulnerable, still coming out of the sprint. You You know, so they're minding their P's and Q's. They're not like really leaving any cracks for FaZe to slither in between. Not only that, but I mean, Mata and B-Dog are just guns blazing right now.
Yeah, for real.
Even Dazzle's had a hell of a map, man. What a turnaround from Fracture, the in-game leader here, leading by example on the scoreboard with 12. A couple of those frags were in some pretty clutch moments as well, so lots of impacts. And this could be, I don't know, FaZe's real last chances at a full buy.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is 100% your life on the line right here in this round. You have to feel like if you're FaZe. Maybe they working with Dicey. Really good combination of the relay bolt plus the operator to shut down the play over towards B. Spike retrieved no problem, but the question is, if you're going to give away this angle because of the operator threat, how do you work through the Viper's Pit with no information from Dazzle?
Yeah, you're just kind of banking on the fact that defense is light here because they're trusting in the Viper's Pit to do the heavy lifting of holding A. In the meantime, LG taking control of middle. Flya, though, puts the owl drone out. Will spot one of them. And so has an idea that some personnel are making a move over there. Poison Orb goes up as well. Takes a little bit of damage, but still fine. In the meantime, we still have the standoff right now at K's because of this Viper's Pit being in play. Moose trying to shoot through it.
Hoping.
I mean, it'd be crazy if he actually connected on one of those and get the frag. I mean, they really need it right now, but it's just not come to fruition.
Well, the knife will come out, but once again, that's really nothing besides you know that someone's inside the Viper's Pit. Flya keeps safe the double doors. Huge advantage now for FaZe defensively. As Super continues to just stay away from Luminosity, and yeah, there's just no way to re-enter. So much respect given, rightfully so, over to Dicey's op, and it really just never felt like there was ever an angle. B-Dog's going to try to give this a go from the backside of the flank. Baby Bay very aware this play could be happening. Yeah, wins the gunfight, and that'll be the round for FaZe.
10 seconds left.
I mean, they just had both fronts covered, right? Viper's Pit, guarding Caves, double up with your two big stars on B main, getting the opening pick very quickly, getting the read on the mid play from Flya's drone, and just, you know, had everything taken care of that round, and they needed it. And that was a critical round when it came to their economy, what type of shape they would be in for the rest of the half. But I'll tell you what, they're not out of the woods yet. They have to do some rebuying here. It's keeping their economy relatively low in the grand scheme of things, but LG are also starting to run out of funds, so this could be a very big swing round right here. If LG were to lose this, it's a likely tie game, you'd have to imagine. So this is a big one here.
Hunter's Fury is ready for both sides. Baby Bay overdrive at the ready, but no insinuations towards early aggression, at least not off of his initial position. Poison Cloud to block doors over through halls.
Icy's in front of it already, though.
Waiting to see if anyone's going to check over through double doors, and it's going to be a battle of owl drones likely through mid here.
Yeah, Dicey was well in front of that orb placement, so he's got a good angle here, playing from the one side. Meanwhile, LG, though, droning up through middle, clearing the close corners on double doors, getting a little bit of vision onto A side. Not getting crazy info, but at least creating a little bit of presence there. Definitely seem to be setting up for that A split right now. They also have their flank covered with utility through elbow that they've placed on the B side of the map. Just kind of, you know, taking their time, waiting to see if FaZe is going to get them anything for free, but FaZe being very patient in their positions here. Dicey's still playing forward on A halls, by the way, at that orb. He's never wavered, and he's going to be rewarded.
I was about to say, the only way that this foiled for FaZe is if Tig thinks that maybe someone beat his timing and you force the Hunter's Fury into play. Dicey now trying to get the operator in play defensively from the backside, as the Hunter's Fury will also try to deter any offensive hits, but LG have avoided it and gotten on for a plant. Now it's on to FaZe. As you had mentioned, one of the best teams in North America for the retake. Has to be good here.
Indeed it does. Dicey has the Headhunter trying to push through A halls. Hunter's Fury coming through as well here from Dazzle, though, to slow this retake down. He has gotten a little bit of a tag there over towards Spawn, but Flya now sends those shot darts forward, and it's going to be unhinging these players off of yellow. It's going to be the big thing.
Boys from the backside corner. No, it's a quick scope from B-Dog that connects to find the kill. Then the flash to help Mata secure his own elimination. No problem. Baby Bay has to go. Time becoming a huge problem. Dicey on the flank is just not here in time. And as Baby Bay falls, so also will the hopes of FaZe to try to get back for the retake. Dicey just trying to get out.
Yeah, it really all comes down to that battle on yellow. Yeah, Dicey did a great job maintaining A halls the entire time for his team, where they could kind of just focus on the site itself. But when they try to split through doors and through Spawn to clear off these two players at yellow, B-Dog hits a lights-out shot on the first challenge, coming in from behind. And LG don't even fold a single player. I think they go 2 for 0 on that initial exchange over on yellow position. So, I mean, that was so critical. And I mean, FaZe, I mean, if they don't win this, they do not have a whole lot of purchasing power on series point.
Yeah, it would have to be just hoping that Dicey can continue to find kills to build up a little bit of a big account to help his teammates purchase. So I agree with you. This is absolutely a must-win all of a sudden. It was a turning point round in the last one.
Absolutely.
The bank accounts and pockets looking good now for Luminosity for at least a couple of rounds, but FaZe backs up against the wall. Aldrum through double doors. Relay bolt to stop any extra peeks, and FaZe largely have dealt with the early kind of unorthodox hit here out of that Aldrone.
Yeah, Dicey holding on to Case. It's allowing a little bit more flexibility here for Baby Bay to kind of focus on these double doors and focus on assisting Poised and trying to defend the other fronts of the A side while Dicey kind of hold A solo. Mid control being held by LG for quite some time. Now looking to pivot their attention towards a B split, perhaps. 2 defenders there, though. It's going to be Flya and Superman, who are ready to go. They have plenty of utility at their disposal to kind of slow LG down, but no one's even close to rotating yet from FaZe through defensive spawn. So it's going to be all on them.
They avoid the recon completely, so now it's just going to have to be reactions out of FaZe. Well done to get a snake bite shock dart combination to stop the initial hit from the front, but look at the little lurk out of Dazzle. He's just walked his way forward to the backside. Oh, but a gunfight win from Flya! One more in front, and FaZe! Wake up when called upon! And how about Flya? One more maybe with the pistol? Sure, why not? And FaZe Clan hold!
Indeed, they do. Just holding everything off at A, and they had the players ready on B in case the strike would come that direction. A big missed opportunity there from Dazzle. Thought he had Flya completely dead to rights, but Flya able to respond. Then he combos with the Poison Orb of Superman to add the advantage of those duels coming through B main. Wins all those fights as well, and ends it with the classic. Flya having a hell of a game at 23 frags now. Again, this guy was on the bench for most of the year. They brought him back just, what, maybe a month ago or so, and to play that role for the team, and it's a big round.
Speed, name of the game. Oh, and it's a battle of knives versus electricity. And Baby Bay takes it care. Overdrive able to find first blood, and LG was just hoping that maybe there's a chance to get a couple of the knife kills to open the door, but none will happen here. And now you've got Baby Bay taking a lot. Oh, wait. Marshall headshot will actually keep the play alive. Still a lot to be done here for Luminosity, not having really any weapons besides these 2 Marshals, but you're at least able to still fight in this round.
Yeah, they're kind of getting held off at the pass. Dicey now finds Moose, who was trying to sneak into A side, try to open up that side as an option. And that fake has kind of sold it. You're starting to see some positioning here from FaZe, and this is maybe opening a way to get back into B, but they're actually going to commit the double doors into the other side. Dicey, though, has remained here firm the entire time, and they will come together for nearly a flawless round, only losing 1 in the mix. So their economy has been pretty much recovered here for the home stretch of this map. LG still able to buy here, taking a timeout, and this is getting tense, man.
Oh, yeah.
Holy moly. Again, winner
so what's
of this
the call
match
here, I think, is, you know, all of a sudden, FaZe has really wrecked a lot of these opening setups from Luminosity. As much as they've gotten the first 2 kind of, you know, set up as far as Luminosity's tempo is concerned, FaZe has had responses every single time, it feels like, in at least out of the last 4 rounds.
Yeah. I think that, you know, LG have the read now that this pivot has happened with Superman now playing more of the B anchor role with the Viper utility, so that could be something that you kind of use to your advantage over on the A side of the map if you're not feeling the Viper utility over there to try to create an opening. I mean, obviously you had B-Dog who can entry with Mata and kind of flash your way in there and make something happen, especially if you think you can kind of, like, use the owl drone to push off Dicey's sniper early and then kind of flash and dash your way into pyramids. Like, I think that could be an option. But there's always that chance that FaZe could change things up and go right back to Viper utility at A, and all of a sudden that plan could get foiled right before you even get to kick it off. So it's just all about trying to get a read early on where that utility is and where you feel like there might be an opening. But I mean, this is kind of, you know, again, LG running out of funds after this.
Sure.
So this is a big round.
Well, they've got an Null Command and a Viper's Pit to work with.
Dicey's up.
Yeah. He's got to back up. So now it's down to the front door hit from Luminosity. Mata, can you use this in combination of an L drone to get good information to stop FaZe from really just limiting your push at the front doors of caves? Patience coming through, though, because take a look at Moose. He's walked all the way up to halls. It's just a trademark keeping him safe and honest from this position, but he's in a great spot to stop this. But Dicey able to reposition. Gets 2 before having to back up, and he's not even out yet. Doesn't need to. Refocuses on the front. And Dicey locks things up 3 in a row. Looking for the 4th. It doesn't make a difference. FaZe Clan clean. And we're tied at 11.
Yeah, again, I think it's a little bit of a fumble there from LG. You're just dry peeking into Dicey's op. You know that he's on site. You read him with the 0 point early, but this Owl drone, I mean, they're pushing him while the Owl drone's virtually riddled useless. Like, it didn't get really the information they needed before they started swinging out. Like, I feel like they needed to, you know, either flash that common corner that a sniper would be at or have the Owl drone go that direction initially to try to at least get the read and ops there to not peek into it dry. It just was easy pickings for Dicey. Yeah, anything, man. Like, it was just easy pickings for Dicey there, and credit to him for hitting his shots, but of course he's going to. He's been doing it all stage long. You gotta unsettle him.
Well, Aldrone with Mata actually making the play over towards A, trying to get the defense to rotate, as you were calling upon with LG's timeout, that FaZe have been prone to try to hit these rotational timings, but Dicey once again gonna have the opportunity to get one. A little bit extra damage to the Headhunter before rendezvousing away, and of course FaZe will very quickly understand the threat. But can they respond to it in time? Because Mata has got some timing through the mid-cross, but no.
Nice, boys.
Cannot convert the kill. Poise just ready in time. Spike now planted. And FaZe desperate, trying to hold down a 3v4. Pistols not going to connect initially. B-Dog with the rifle shut down. Dazzle left to just the Marshal. Good for 2. Tries to reposition towards the backside of the B window. Has shock darts, recon bolts, Hunter's Furies to play with. Do the lineups work out for him? They're trying to spam him down. Both shock darts will get there no problem. Now the Hunter's Fury. Can he delay this for long enough? No one's gonna be able to push him off at this angle. It's just down to how much clock can he kill. There's the last of it. Marshall connects, and he gets the defuse. Oh my goodness.
That's a tough one if you're FaZe, man. You have a 2 versus 1. You know that he's got shock darts available more than likely. You know that he has his ult. Yeah, you're trying to play the bait game where you're trying to bait that utility out, but you're not pressuring him enough to force out those shock darts any earlier than he did. I mean, obviously that double with the Marshal is crazy enough, but I mean, Dazzle just played this to perfection. He timed out those shock darts perfectly. He timed out the peak right when he needed to, and he hit the shot that was required at the very end there. I mean, that is just a big-time play for LG to take map and serious point. But if you're FaZe, you're shaking your head because you feel like you needed to be able to pressure Dazzle better than that.
Tempo from Luminosity mid-map. Dicey ready for it with the tour de force. First blood tallied.
A big frag to keep FaZe in this, man. They need that to force overtime, that's for certain.
Yeah.
Dazzle unable to get the response at A right off the bat. So they'll have to just maintain man disadvantage here early as he fades back. Poise not giving him anything right now inside the site. Baby Bay guarding the door with the help of that fragment. Tig does get chipped away at. So LG won't really have a footing anywhere. FaZe have all their bases covered right now.
They would have to get lucky in this 50-50 check, and it's not going to work out. Yeah. You like overtime, Dust?
Why the hell not?
With how this series has gone? Come on.
I mean, with the elimination on the line, as tight as these games have been, it deserves some extra rounds to decide things. As Moose will drop that neural theft right now.
B-Dog's on site. They actually don't watch the front door. First shot misses from Dicey. He's out of the picture, but Poise gets the trade exactly as needed, and overtime will still be here. But boy, the Luminosity, for a second, you thought maybe they had a chance at the 2v4 just by getting onto site.
Yeah, they had the information, but knowing was half the battle. As we are going to see it all square, all the marbles. Who will remain in our Stage 2 playoffs and who will be exiting very early on. What a crazy map it's been so far.
B-Dog's going to go glass cannon here in this opening defense.
Yeah, you feel like with all the long sight lines on this map, and how important snipers have been throughout the game, it's not surprising to see him come out with it. He's playing that top pyramid angle, something we saw Dicey do with the chamber. Will they think of it, though, in overtime with limited credits to spend? Like, will you expect this? So is B-Dog going to get a freebie?
Well, they're only going to catch Dicey with that early 0 point. Aldrone aggressive for FaZe Clan, actually through B-Link. This is going to force the defense to have to rotate over to contest through mid. Aldrone to respond.
Will not see
Baby Bay. Yeah, this is huge as far as FaZe Clan's map positioning is concerned. But still, B-Dog hasn't been moved off of this position through Pyramid. So if this eventually comes back over to A, there's still a chance for him to use this unorthodox
position. He could get exposed
position.
through the doors. His teammate's not watching doors anymore. He could get shot in the side right now. This is crazy timing. Flash comes in. Now he gets stunned and pushed off by Baby Bay, and the entries come in for FaZe.
Dazzle looking to contest, but at range, doesn't love the look of the fight. Has to back off and wait for help. Still a ton of utility for the defensive Sova. Maybe catching one in the cross, but jumping out of sight is the full force of FaZe Clan. Fragmented to the corner. Dicey gonna just absolutely rendezvous out. No problems there. Flashing forward. Now, you've got the cage trying to keep it safe for the post plant. Not gonna work out. Mata good for one, but you saw it there for a second. Flyas on the long pinch coming from the double doors. And FaZe Clan have full control over this post plant situation, and they're on match point.
Flya started the flank right as Dazzle turned away from checking in at middle. But let's be honest, it comes down to the pure entries of FaZe to kick that round off. Yeah, B-Dog playing a very dangerous position that could catch FaZe off guard, but eventually they forced Tig to come off of double doors, which put B-Dog in a more exposed position playing top pyramid, and eventually he has to fall off because of the flash. Then he gets stunned by Baby Bay, gets spammed down through the fast lane, and it's that tag team duo of Dicey and Baby Bay. Again, two of the best players in NA when it comes to first blood success rate, both in the top 5 for that stat, and they both come through on that round right when they need it most.
Absolutely huge. So Luminosity trying to get us to another overtime. Have to get it done on the offensive side.
Yes, sir.
And the thing about it has been, again, they've been good at getting their initial setups on the attack. But when it comes to getting the full efficiency that you're looking for on executing, FaZe has done well to fight back in a couple of rounds. That's the kind of string together you see of a couple of rounds here or there. 4 out of 5 for FaZe defensively by the end of regulation to even get us to overtime in the first place. So what's the call here? Does B-Dog want to try to go operator again? No, not this time. Nothing weird on the offense. You just have to use your game plan. The playbook has to be here.
We're seeing Baby Bay come alive again. He was like 10-13 or 9-13 at one point. Now he's up to 17-18. Obviously just had a big round there, so they're getting him back in form right when they need it here as they approach the finish line. And he's looking to get aggressive here down middle, wasting no time. Poison Warbox's vision, but both players get flipped. Yeah, he knows that they're in front of him. Now he can just play the timing.
They're trying to beat the timing.
Oh, those relay bolts are huge.
Oh, they're so big. And now off the flank, it's Baby Bay for 2. LG looking to get risky by beating the timing of Baby Bay's aggression. But now it's Moose quite literally stuck in the corner. And FaZe Clan will move on the elimination bracket with the Prime Gaming flawless in overtime.
My, Baby Bay. We were talking about him in the pre-round, about how he was coming alive, and he comes in full force that round, gets the read off the blip through the poison orb, stacks the relay bolts and double doors, and finds both players